share. All right, let me share my screen. Okay, so today we're going to talk about doing the selling multiples of a specific shirt. Oh my God. Whew, that was a big yawn. Sorry about that. So multiples of the same shirt. So sometimes you'll see people might have a listing, and I'll go on the Etsy right now, where they have they're selling family shirt packet or multiples of shirts. So you'll see an image like this where there's a whole bunch of shirts together. There are some others. Here's one where there's a white shirt with the black shirts around it. You see these. Keep going. Here's some others. Whoops, didn't mean to choose it. These. All of these are shirts. This is a good one. You see Family Vacation, the boss, the real boss, the real boss, the baby boss, the actual boss. That is very cute. Okay. But you see all of these different shirts with all of the options where you have multiples. And this is where, I'm sorry, and this is where if you're selling multiple shirts, you can increase your chances of getting more sales. Selling one shirt at a time and having a profit of $2, $3, $4, $5, dollars is fine. But having a setup where you have the ability to potentially get multiple sales, that's going to cause that entire order value to go up exponentially, thereby allowing you to grow your store much faster. And so at the end of the day, your goal is to be able to get to the place. If you're deciding you're going to do, let's say you're going to do t-shirts. Some of you may not do t-shirts, but let's say you're going to do maybe throw pillows, or maybe you're going to do tote bags, or you're going to do socks or tennis shoes or leggings. Like, being able to sell multiples at the end of the day of whatever it is from a physical product is going to be helpful. It also helps multiples of digital products as well. You could you could do searches inside of Etsy where you see people have created listings where they have multiples of multiples of digital products. Like they may have a planner bundle or a meal plan bundle. I think we've seen that before. Or an accounting bundle. So they're selling multiples of the same thing. That's ultimately, hopefully, where we want to get to, where you have the potential to make more money. So how do people get these multiple listings like this? These are cute. I don't know how they legally get away with it, but hey, at some point somebody will, because Disney is trademarked. Yeah, these are all, I don't know. Maybe this is Disney store. I don't know. Mommy, sorry, this is cute. These are cute. I like that. Mama, dad, like, legally think these guys could get in trouble. These guys, I don't know if this picture that they're using in the background could get them in trouble, because that's coming from what is that stupid dinosaur movie? It was great the first time around, and then now we have so many sequels. I'm so sick of it. I can't remember what it is, but anyway, this is where you want to ultimately get to, having a store where you're selling multiples. So how do I get to this? How do I get create listings like this? So I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. And there's a couple of things that you're going to see. One, you're going to see with there's a cluster photo that is multiples. Okay. The next thing that you're going to see is that sometimes they'll have sizing charts. Okay. Giving people the opportunity to keep, figure out the different sizes that they need. And so in their listing, they're using different sizing charts. You also see when you look at this listing that you have a drop down for the colors, you have a drop down for the style. So unisex versus women's versus youth versus toddlers versus baby bodysuit. Like all of these things are part of this listing. So where do I do that? How do I get this multiple situations set up this way? Well, the first thing is you have to know where you're going to get your cluster photo. Where are you going to get the cluster photo where you can put this image on top of something? So there's a couple of sites. And the second thing is you are going to have to download your image, make it transparent. And once you make it transparent, you're literally going to use Canva to move the image around because you're just resting your design on top of the shirt. Okay. That's all you're doing from this standpoint. You're resting the design on top of the shirt versus, using the mock-up generator to do that. So to find this, there are actually Etsy sellers that will sell you those cluster photos, the cluster family blank sheet photo images. And scroll down here. And so you can buy these mock-up generator photos where you can superimpose your design on the front of these, where you'll buy it and it's blank. So this would be blank. It wouldn't say the words mock-up. And then you can superimpose or put your design rested on top of it. If you want to use Place It, that is another tool. But again, this will actually show the people. So, for me, chopping off some heads or whatever I need to do, like this is a better way to show that if you want to show it that way. If you want them laying down like this, then I believe Shutterfly is one where you can, Shutterstock, where you can buy the blank version of these shirts and show if you have a Shutterstock account, you can get the blank version of these. Now I'll show you how you lay the design on top of this, and it won't be anything exciting or interesting. So I'll choose this one just for the purposes of this exercise. Now, under normal circumstances, you would just purchase it. Just hide this. But I'm not on my other computer. My other computer I use all the time to grab it. So I have a tool called Snagit. I'm going to just grab it for the purposes of just illustrating this. So once you buy the image from whoever you buy it from, okay, when you buy it, and I'm clearly not buying it right now, but this is just an exercise. You download the image to shirts. This could be tote bags. This could be leggings. This could be whatever you want it to be. Oh, come on. Live chat. I don't need the live chat. Then I will go into Canva. Log into my Canva account. I know I have way too many windows open today. Come on. And then when you get in, you're going to upload the blank image that you bought. Now, whether you buy it directly from Shutterstock, you can also buy it from a site called Creative Fabrica, or you can buy it from other Etsy sellers. Other Etsy sellers will sell you blank mock-ups of things. You can get, white or black, or if you want some kind of multicolor thing, you could get that as well. I don't know that I'm going to get in. Oh, gosh. Today? Maybe not. So, log in. Thank you. I think that's the password. I have no idea. Oh, it is. Okay, so once you have gotten the design downloaded, then you can start new. I am going to create a blank something. I'll start with the flyer. Change the size, upload the image. So I'm going to resize this. The other thing is when you get the opportunity, you're resizing. It's okay in Canva and also in Etsy for your image to be much bigger than 2000 by 2000. The bigger the image, potentially the better the quality of the picture is going to show up. So keep that in mind. If it's a bigger image, then the pixel quality on that particular image may actually be much, much better. All right, so I didn't do a perfect square, clearly, so we're just going to go with this. So let's pretend it doesn't say the word Shutterstock on it. Let's pretend that it's actually directly in the middle and that I did a perfect square, because I didn't. So it's a rectangle, clearly it's a rectangle. So next time I'll try to do a perfect square. So whatever the design is that I'm superimposing, and this could be, I could have 4 t-shirts here, I could have 5 t-shirts, it really doesn't matter. Whatever my design is that I'm ultimately going to, that I've created, that design is what you're going to rest on the top of this picture. And you're going to rest it on the top of the other picture. You're going to change the orientation so that it's sort of at an angle, because these shirts are not straight up and down. They're sort of at an angle. So I don't have a design that I actually have kept, do I? No, probably don't. Just look. I don't think I have anything that I have kept. Well, I can do my eCom sellers logos. Yeah. All right. I'm going to be cheesy, and we're going to do an eCom sellers logo. All right. So what I mean by this is the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the size of this. And you'll see that you have this little circle that says, hey, you can change the orientation of this particular design. So once you've gotten your design, I've created a second one. I'm going to use a little circle thing, kind of change the angle, reduce the size, because this is a smaller t-shirt for kids. Fix that angle. So you have to have whatever it is that you're going to download, because you're going to download your file for whatever the design is that you created in Canva. You're going to download it so that it is transparent. Then you're going to grab that transparent image and you're going to rest it on top of this, on top of the design for the shirt. So you got to download the shirt. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change the transparency just a little bit, so it sort of looks like it's in there a little bit. Maybe drop it down to about 80 or 85, so it doesn't look like it's just sitting on top of there. And again, pretend that the Shutterstock is not there, so that it actually looks more like it's in the shirt. It's created that way. Same thing with this one. Up here is where you can change the transparency. I'm going to drop it down just a little bit to like 80 or 85. So again, if the Shutterstock, because I just did a copy. Now, if the Shutterstock wasn't there, this would sort of look like this design is actually on top of these shirts. I would take this shirt design, and this is one of those things that I would download to Etsy so that I can create my listing. Okay, so I'm going to find a black t-shirt because I don't think I have one. And I'm going to grab an image for a black t-shirt. I don't think, am I logged into Printful? Yeah, I am. Okay. So let's do a men's black t-shirt. That's an expensive t-shirt. So let me find something that's more realistic. And these t-shirts are expensive. I'm just going to go with this one because it's the least expensive. And I'm going to upload my awesome design. Please tell me I have one downloaded. No, I don't have one downloaded. Really? Not on this computer. Okay, hold on just a second. Is it transparent though? I think it is. I hope it is. If not, I'm not going to be happy about that. I have to share it with myself. All right, give myself just a second. The amount. Should have already had that done before this. Okay. Go grab it. I hope this is the one that's transparent. I need to have them rename these image files. Okay. Now that we're back over here. Not here. Printful. I hope it's transparent. No, it's not. Fantastic. It's not transparent. Of course it wouldn't be. This one. That one's transparent. That was a lot of wasted time. Okay. This one should be transparent. Yes. All right. So we put this on here. And we're going to click continue. We're doing black. And download mockups. I'm not doing anything exciting or fancy here. Download mockups. All right, so they're in an archive file. Let me extract. does that. Extract all and extract. Okay. So because there's multiples, I got to extract them. Now that I have them all extracted, I can grab any of these. All right. Downloads archive. Okay. All right. So I have my picture. I have a couple of pictures. I've created a fake cluster photo. And this is my fake cluster photo. Let's just pretend that that doesn't exist there. I could download this. Oops, I don't want to copy. Download. And I'm going to go ahead and download the design, pretending that it really is a multiple, whatever. So I have my image, which is a semi-fake image. Okay. You have to get a good quality. All I did was do Snagit. So not Snagit, Snippet. So this is not how you want to grab it. When you go and order it, you can buy it again directly. Creative Fabrica will allow you to buy cluster photos like this, and you can use them over and over and over and over and over again. If you need them in different colors, you can place that order with whoever to just buy the blank backgrounds. So you can establish a Creative Fabrica account. In addition to that, Shutterstock has, again, shirts, so you can establish a Shutterstock account and be able to buy some of these where there's multiples. This is so cute. That is so cute. To be able to buy them, so all you have to do is just superimpose your design on here. Close this. You can superimpose your design on some of these where they have the, multiple shirts laid out. So those are two sources where you can get those. And then you can also buy blank mockups directly from some Etsy sellers. Some of these Etsy sellers may have two stores, where one of the stores is where they're selling their own products, and the other store, they're selling a blank version of this mockup. So it doesn't have this on top of it, or they're selling a blank version. So what you'll have to do is just do a search on Etsy to find them. And then once you find them, again, if the colors are what you are looking to sell, then this works. But if the colors are not, you want to check with them to see what other color options they have available. Okay. Then the next thing is after you get all of your images. So we've got what I refer to as the cluster photo that shows the main thing. This is the cluster photo, the photo that's going to show the shirts all together. So you have your cluster photo, and then you should have your backup photos, which is your secondary photos of just the shirts standalone. You would want to download one if you were doing like a family set, or you're just doing multiples like this. You would download the, maybe the father's shirt would be the second image, the mother's shirt would be the third image, one of the kids' shirts would be the fourth image, fifth image, sixth image. So because you have the ability to fill up, I think, 10 images on Etsy. So you would fill up all 10 images if you can, including you can create your own size scale, or you can, again, buy size scale images directly from sellers that are on Etsy. So you could find out, you can just do a search on Etsy, and they have size charts like this, and you can buy those directly from someone versus don't steal it. Please don't take it. Don't. Whatever, like you can left click and do save image as, and that's not what I'm saying to do. What I'm saying is you can buy, there are sellers, Etsy sellers, that will sell you a chart size image. And if you're looking to sell it in multiple colors, again, there are Etsy sellers that have these mock-ups already done with the different colors. Now, if you know how to do the mock-ups with the different colors, then go for it. But if you don't know how to do it, and you can do it by clearing the background on an image, you can drop this in the Photoshop and just change the color. So if you're a person that really is extremely creative and extremely talented, you can change, you can take an image, clear the background, get rid of anything else, and then change the colors. You can see this is the exact same image, just that the color has been changed over and over again. The crinkles are in the same place over and over again. So it's the same image. This top row, this is all the same image. They're all the same. This is the same image all the way across. So it's not like, somebody laid out all these different shirts. They dropped their image into Photoshop and changed the colors. So again, if you're that talented to do that, fine. If you're not, Creative Fabrica is another account that you can establish. You can also see what's available to you on Etsy and see who is selling mock-ups. So the way that you can find that information, you can just type in mock-up bundle. And you'll find a few people maybe selling bundle mock-ups. In addition to that, I think it's Bella Canva. Canva. So again, editable color charts. They will sell these to you so that you can use this to help you with creating all of those images that go with your particular listing. Okay. So you can buy them. They should be inexpensive and affordable. As you go and look at what your competitors are doing when you're starting this process, again, these pictures are they're rested on top of the shirt. So they have this whole shirt cluster here, and they downloaded their individual logos or product images, and they superimpose them just like I did my logo onto a shirt. I just changed the angle so it's in the same or correct orientation. So this is a visual representation for a buyer, which is ultimately what you want them to be able to see. They want to see something like this. If you were going to buy it, you'd want to see something like this. And so it makes it so that, hey, this solves my problem. Or if we're, you doing the Johnson family reunion, like all the shirts could be the same color and you'd have Johnson family reunion. If you were doing this one as an example of a birthday, but it doesn't always have to be a birthday. It could be any number of things. The other thing that I wanted to point out, like this one is so cute. So they've got the boss, the real boss, the actual boss, and they're showing this cluster mock-up in gray, white, and black. This particular picture, it looks like this is a real picture, so it's not maybe from Placeit. Although you might find this in Placeit. I don't know. You might go look. They've got a chart, a size chart. So that's something that they're including into their listing, and you would want to keep that in mind. And then you've got multiple pictures with different people with the shirts on. Again, some of these pictures, remember, Placeit is another option. So for me, I chop off their heads because this is the same guy. I would chop off the heads so that way they don't show. But anyway, you can see there's multiple pictures. So you have the option of getting mock-ups or t-shirt mock-ups. Placeit. The first part of this journey is, oh God, I did that last time, didn't I? Placeit. It's not placeit.com. It's placeit.io, maybe? Placeit.net. Okay. I always forget that. Mockups. Okay. There's a lot of pictures that are available to you in Placeit. You can find pictures with, groups of people, standalone people, different positions. If you want to get neutral backgrounds so that way you can just have something that's general. You also have the ability to do the shirt like this. This is an example of one of those where you can download this particular image, this one right here, and you can make those stacked pictures just by using this particular image. And I've done that before. And I guess I'll show you guys how to do that tomorrow, where you can actually download the image and then you can stack them and arrange them so that it looks similar to, but is not exactly the same as these cluster images up here where the shirt is tied at the bottom, like that cluster image, or these where they're all kind of bunched up together. So you could do a straight shirt and have them stacked on top of each other and not have the bunched up bottom. And then you can put your design on top of that. So I'll show you that tomorrow. But you can use Place It to get other images. So filling in all 10 is helpful, especially if you're selling different sizes. So having a picture of a baby with the boss baby on particularly one of these pictures, because you get 10 pictures, a child, a woman by herself, and then the father by themselves. Those are also an opportunity to get as many of the pictures in here as possible, and you can use Place It. So you have a couple of different tools that I've mentioned here: Shutterstock, Creative Fabrica, directly downloading it from Etsy, and also using Place It to help create some of the photos and the images that I'm talking about. Okay. Once you have all of your pictures downloaded, you're going to need your cluster photo and however many versions of your cluster photo. If you're downloading it in black, downloading it in white, downloading it in gray, download the cluster photo with the image superimposed on the shirts. Reduce the transparency a little bit, like down to 85. You can do 90 if you want to. Change the orientation of the shirt, meaning change the direction of the angle on the shirt so that it matches what's happening with the shirt. Instead of it being straight like this, because that's how it's going to download, use that little circle thing to change it just a little so it's more in line with what it is that you're trying to superimpose onto the shirt. Then once you have all of your downloads, then the next thing is to begin creating the Etsy listing. And so in the Etsy listing, as we upload all of the pictures, the thing that we're going to do is tomorrow, I'm going to show you how you get all of these in to have your color drop downs and how to get your size drop downs and the pictures themselves so that way all of that comes together and you have a cluster image. You want to make sure that before you start this journey, if this is what you ultimately want to do, be able to sell multiples. And this is just shirts. So it doesn't always have to be shirts. And like I said, it can be leggings. It could be tote bags. It could be socks. You can decide what it is. It could be headbands. Like whatever you decide it's going to be, that's what it's going to be. But you have to know how you get the variation drop down. So we're going to talk about how to get the variation drop down. And you can, once you get the variation drop down set up, then your listing will look just like theirs looks. But it's a process. This type of listing is not going to be one of those that you set up and, you know, if I were creating a listing and I was just trying to churn and burn through listings, I'm not going to be able to set it up in like 15 minutes. It's probably going to take me 30 minutes, maybe even 40, just to get through and make sure everything is there. And especially if I am importing some of my images or getting some of my images directly from Printful, or I'm trying to sync up some of my images from Printful, then it's going to take me a little bit longer. It'll probably take me 30 to 40 minutes to get all the sizes, the different colors in which I'm going to sell it in, and to make sure I have the different cluster photos and I have the design superimposed on everything. So from a timing standpoint, if I were planning out my weekly activities, my print-on-demand business, I might decide that once a week, or twice a week, I'm going to offer bundles or, create cluster photos. So I might do, if I'm doing one print-on-demand design a day, 7 days a week, that's 365 listings in a year, I might decide once a week of those 7 that I'm creating for the week, one of those is where I'm going to offer a bundle of some type. So that's 4 bundles in a month. And so I'm going to allow myself more time to be able to create that type of listing so that I have all the pictures, because you're going to have multiple pictures. You should always have multiple pictures anyway, but this is going to require you to superimpose your image multiple times, potentially different colors, different orientations, and to go to potentially other websites to get more images, just so you have enough to fill up the Etsy listing. And you also have to have the different colors and the sizes in the drop down. That's going to take a little bit more time versus just selling one shirt and I'm going to sell it in different sizes and I'm just going to sell it in black. Okay. So you want to allow yourself more time on that day in which you're going to do it. Maybe you do it every Friday where you create a clustered listing versus, trying to do it every single day. If you got the time to do it every day, that's fantastic. That's more money for you. But from a planning standpoint, you may just decide that that's something that you're willing to invest extra time in, maybe double the time on one day a week. So as part of your planning, keep that in mind. So tomorrow we'll go through and we'll pull all of this together so you can see the cluster photo. I'll also pull down the place it, and I'll show you how to take this particular shirt and move it around. Not that one, not that one, this one. And move it around so that you have it from different angles, and you can do it yourself or you can buy it from people. You can just decide what you're going to do. So, all right. Any questions? That's not a bad one. Those are side by side. That's a simple one. I think that's a front to back situation.
I need to ask you a question, not about what you're showing today.
Okay.
Will you be teaching this class again anytime soon?
I will probably do it again in the fall. Why? You want to do it in the fall too?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, you have lifetime access to it, so whenever I teach it, you can just come.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can start from actually day one and try to catch up because I'm way behind.
No, but it's okay. You can start from wherever you are. You can start from wherever you are and go from there. I'm just trying to see if there's another mock-up picture. But yeah, you're fine. Just start from wherever you are and just keep going, and then when I teach it again, which will probably be, like I said, in the fall, I was going to do Walmart and Shopify in the fall, but I think we're going to do print on demand and possibly Shopify, or do an abbreviated version of this class with Shopify for the fall, and then do Walmart as well. We're trying to figure that out right now.
Okay, and there is a summit coming up, right?
Yes. Yeah. And I got a couple of, I got one of the people that I really wanted, and I'm excited about that. So I'm looking forward to having that person come hang out with us. So hopefully everybody will appreciate this person. So yes, we do have a summit coming up. Some pretty cool stuff. Okay. All right. So tomorrow we'll continue this and we'll bring it all together. But I will make sure that we have, like I said, the VAs are working on a grid of all the different suppliers and the sources, so that way you can have a one pager or maybe a front to back pager that has a bunch of information for sources. This is not intended to overwhelm you. You don't have to do any of this. We're just bringing home the last part of stage 3, which is continued print on demand, before we transition over to books and low content books. So I wanted to make sure that you know these strategies and you have the information for these strategies, and you can come back and watch this later on and use it. So I'll continue this tomorrow, and then Friday and Saturday, we're going to wrap up we won't wrap up all of it. Some of the rest of the print on demand design. So we've been focusing on t-shirts, but just know you don't have to just do t-shirts. I just need everybody to know that. Okay. I will see you all tomorrow.
Have a good evening and thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Good night, Nicole.